ACT Math Tutoring Packet, Part 5. For those who haven't seen this before, this is not a slow and laborious process. This goes very, very quickly. You need to pause before you watch and or after, because I'm just going to blow through the problems very quickly, mostly because there's so many of them. So first one is coordinate geometry, and it talks about midpoints. So on a number line, it asks for a midpoint. Remember, a midpoint is just an average. So how do we find an average? Add them and divide by 2. Same thing, so now we got to keep our x's and y's straight. -8 plus 2 over 2, -3. Read the full question. It asks for just the x coordinate, so I don't have to do the y. Now this is what they like to do, give you the midpoint at 4, -3, and then say, well, one of them is at 1, -5. That's point A. What's point B going to be up here? So I like to do this, how far over, how far up, then I'm going to do that again. From 1 to 4 is 3 over, from -5 to -3 is 2 up, so 3 further over puts me at 7, and 2 further up puts me at -1. They ask for x plus y, so I've got to make sure I give them what they asked for. 7 plus -1 is 6. Same thing here, except they call it a circle. So we've got center at 2, -3, and then one endpoint at 4, -2. And again, I just like to go over and down. That's 2 over, 1 down, so I'm going to go 2 over and 1 down. That's going to put me at 0, 4, 2, 0, and -2, -3, -4. If you've been taught to do that algebraically, great, knock yourself out. I do almost everything I can visually, because then it stays in my brain and I remember what I'm doing. Slope, parallel lines, perpendicular lines, positive, negative slope. Remember, positive goes up to the right, negative goes down to the right, parallel has the same slope, perpendicular is the opposite reciprocal slope. So this one's just a slope problem. Change in y, I'll do from 7 minus 2 is 5, and 6 minus -5 is 11. So it looks to me like this, but I don't trust the math I just did. So -5, 2 is here, and 6, 7 is there. Okay, good. It's a positive slope. Always check, make sure you're happy with it. These problems are just to put them into slope-intercept form. So y equals -2x plus 12 over 3. That's 4. Done. Where's the y coordinate? Where the line determined intercepts the y-axis. In other words, what's the b value? What's the slope, the intercept in slope-intercept form? So let's leave the y over there, 7y. Let's move the 3 over, divide by 3, and I get the y-intercept is at 5/3. Clearly I did something wrong. Oh, I divided by 3. I'm supposed to be dividing by 7. So 5/7. The line passed through which one of the following points? Now, I'd love to say there's a simple way to do this. There isn't. Since all these points are the same, I'm going to start plugging them in with this one and this one first. -5 over 5 is -1. -4 minus 2 is -6. No. This one I'll actually show you. 4/5 times 5 by -2. 4 minus 2 equals 2. There it is. No good way to do that. You just got to try them. And there might be a good way, but I don't want to do it. Line passed through these points. What's the value if this is also on the line? This is where my technique seems to help me. 2, 4, 3, 8, and I want to know where 6 is going to end up. Well, for every 1 it goes over, from 2 to 3 is 1 in the x direction. 4 to 8 is 4. So this is going to go 3. So we multiply this by 3 and this by 3. It's going to go up 12. 12 plus 8 is 20. If you want, you can look at this problem and say, let me plot all those points and make sure they're on the same line, and it works. You could try them all, experiment, and see which one gets you there, but I know for a fact this one works. You can also do a slope between any 2 points and make sure they're all equal. Distance formula's got this big ugly x1 minus, yeah, I'm not doing that. If that works for you, go ahead, look up distance formula. I have it in a video somewhere else. But again, I am going to say -3, 5, 4, -1. How far over? How far up? -3 down over to 4 is 7. 5 down to 1 is 6. Now I'm just looking at square root of 6 squared plus 7 squared, which is the square root of 85. What's the slope of a line that is perpendicular to the line formed by this? So we need to find the slope first. I'm going to ignore the y-intercept because I just care about slope. That's -1/3. Perpendicular means flip it, get rid of the negative. 3. Another distance formula. Distance problem, I should say. -1, 3. 5, -5. If you can't do this, you can also do this. How far is it down? Well, that's 3. And then it's 5 more down. And I know there's a negative, but it's a distance. We don't care. So this whole side is 8. And -1 means 1 there and 5 there. This whole side is 6. So we're looking at square root of 6 squared plus 8 squared. Well, I happen to know it's a 6, 8, 10 triangle. Or you could go a squared, b squared, c squared. Whatever works for you. Which of the following functions has a graph shown? I like this problem. Positive slope by. Don't know what's going on with A and B. I'm not going to cross them off, but I'm not going to worry about them. I think they're just nonsense answers. So the slope is positive up to the right, +2. All right, looks like it's 2. And it intercepts at -4. Done. That's it. System of linear equations. Makes me think elimination, but real quick, y equals -2/3, x plus 8/3. And over here I get y equals -2/3. Excuse me, my computer's blitzing out. X plus -8/3. Let's see if this comes back to life. There it is. So these are two parallel lines. They both have a negative slope. And that's it. They have the same slope in the equation, so they have to be parallel. Graph below shows distance for river barge. What's the velocity? We just want y over x. Since this is at 0, 0, it's going to be 40 minus 0 over 4 minus 0. That's 10. So 10. This is actually question 60 from a test. I like it a lot. It asks for the slope of the ramp, rise over run. And it tells us it's m. So call it x. X over n equals m. Therefore, x equals m times n. Done. It's just a slope problem. A lot of people get lost on it. It's not that hard. Circles, hope you know how to work them. Find the center, which is -3, 3. The signs will flip, so it'll be +3, so it can't be this one. Can't be this one, can't be this one. Radius here is 3, so on the outside we put 9, so it's this one. Flip the signs, square the radius. This is another drawing that looks similar to that here at 5, 5. No idea why my computer is freaking out. Radius of 5, therefore it has to be 25 on the ends. Can't be these. It's at negative because these are positive, so it's a flip. Another one where I need the distance formula. The center's at 2, 3, so it can't be this or this. So from 2, 3 to 5, 7. 2 to 5 is 3. 3 to 7 is 4. The radius 5. Square it. Done. This one gives it away. The center's at 5, negative 4. 5, negative 4. So it's one of these. And take the square root. I get 3 root 3 for the radius. These are system of equations. Sum of two real numbers is 11. The difference is 5. 2x equals 16. X equals 8. 8 plus y equals 3. Multiply them, I get 24. Same thing over here. We'll have a hamburger. Cost of a hamburger and a soft drink plus a soft drink is 210. 2 hamburgers plus a soft drink is 350. Slap some negatives up here so that it gives me hamburger is 350 minus 210, I believe is $1.40. And 210 is the hamburger. Hamburger's 140. 210 together, so subtract out the hamburger. I get 0.7. That's the soft drink. What's the x-coordinate of the point? Same thing. 2x plus 6 equals 3x plus 4. This is called substitution, where I set the y's equal. Eliminate, you'll find that x equals 2. Make sure you read what is the x-coordinate. They might ask for something else, like the previous one. They asked for x times y, so on and so on. Depth of pond is decreasing, and the other pond is also decreasing. One of them at the same, so set them equal. Do the math and solve. You should get h equals 40. And finally, for this lesson, some functions. How do we find the function? We just plug in. So we put in square root of 4 on top and 1 squared plus 1 plus 5 on the bottom. We get 2/7. Over here, same thing. Plug in negative 3 here, here, here. Blast it out. Should get 10. It's one of my favorite problems. Function p is defined, negative 1, so we want the bottom one. Plug in negative 1 here, 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 and you should get negative 70. And last one, plug in x plus h here. Make sure you FOIL it out. You should get x squared plus 2xh plus h squared minus 2. That's it. Happy mathing.